So I grew up swimming short course meters mostly. So I trained short course meters basically my whole life, and but short course yards I like because you can just send like pretty much every practice, and what like heart rate wise and lactate wise you're producing.
Welcome to Social Kick. I'm Brian Lundquist. We got the full crew: Dr. John Mullen, Luke Paddington, and we got the Cowboys: Lucas Henveaux and Robin Hanson. What's going on, boys?
Yeah, all good here.
Yeah, all good. Just finished practice. We're in the Legends team room. So we got water polo practice going on behind us. So all good.
Oh, nice. You're in the team room. Yeah, I saw the physio balls behind you. I wondered if we were going to see you guys doing some pikes or something, doing some abdominal demonstrations in the middle of this podcast.
You want to see that guy do it? He's got perfect body control. We can talk about it the whole, but yeah, no, not me.
Oh, really, Robin? What's your flex? Is he joking, or are you like actually pretty good at some ab stuff?
I don't know. Just like, not to brag, but I'm pretty athletic, like, overall. I would say like I pick up sports pretty easily.
What's something that you do? Because like I don't know. I've talked before about like things that I was good at. You know, in the pod, there are like some ab workouts that I was good at. I figured out how to do muscle ups like pretty well by the end of my career. Is there anything athletically that like is so weird that you're good at, but for some reason you're good at it? Like way like relative to everybody else, or are you just like generally that way because you're athletic outside of the pool?
I would just say generally, I don't think there's anything I'm like crazy good at. I'm pretty good at pull-ups. We did a test during the fall, like max pull-ups body weight, and I did 40, which is pretty good. But I like
yeah, that's not bad.
There's so many guys that can like almost do that on our team. I think there was one guy who did 42. So.
But like he started playing golf this year, maybe like 6 months ago, and he's already shooting like high 80s, low 90s. You know, so.
No.
Well,
shit.
Yeah, no, he's good. Making birdies and stuff.
Man, and Lucas, I saw your golf swing on your Instagram. You can stripe it. What's your background in golf?
Yeah, so I guess I played and swam until I was about like 15, 16, and then I quit swimming. Played golf for the last 2 years of high school. Went to a golf academy in Spain because I finished high school 1 year early, and then I played NAIA golf at University of South Carolina, Beaufort, in the U.S. And yeah, after 1 year, like I didn't really like it that much, so came back to Belgium. Did my the start of my bachelor there, and then yeah. So I've been playing since then. I'm a 1 right now. Hopefully I can get back under 0 soon, but yeah.
Jeez, that's ridiculous. Luke, do you know what he means?
I don't kind of know. No.
Can you explain? Wait, okay. So let's let John. You know how handicap works, right?
Yeah.
Lucas, can you explain to John or to Luke what handicap means in golf?
Yeah, so I guess you start playing, and then you start out at a handicap of 36. What does that mean? That means that on average you will shoot 36 strokes over the par of the golf course. So the par of the golf course is what's expected from a professional, right? And so over the total of 18 holes, if it's a par 72 and you're a 36 handicap, you shoot 72 plus 36, like 108. That would be your average. And so I'm a 1 handicap, so I shoot about 1 stroke over. I used to be under 0, so under what's expected for a professional, I guess. And now I'm a 1. Yeah.
I think swimming should have a handicap. I think it's like, we give head starts. Swimming should have a handicap. What's my handicap, boys? Come on.
Slow. What are you trying to take credit for how slow you are?
Or should it be like a fins? You're the fins handicap nowadays, man. You just have to wear fins during practice. You don't even be monofin nowadays.
Oh my god, that's. Do you think it's possible that there was another swimmer? I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but has there ever been a swimmer who was like as good at golf as you are?
I don't know. Yeah.
Wasn't Ed Moses pretty good? He had like a show as like beat me at every sport. Ed Moses, that was like and I think he was pretty good at golf, but I'm not sure. I don't know golf that well. I'm not sure how good he actually was.
Out of the people that that I know in the swimming world, I don't think anyone.
You're
But-
like, yeah, I'm way better than all these
No,
people that are
no.
horrible at golf.
No.
If I know swimmers, you're wrecking people.
Eye coordination, no way. I missed the ball. I missed the ball completely. Wasn't
Dude,
Phelps
it's so
playing?
funny. It's so funny that you mentioned Ed Moses too. By the way, I don't know if this is going to come through on the pod, but like
yeah,
this
yeah,
is
we
the
can
pool
see
that I
it.
swam at today, and that's Ed Moses. If you get real close, you can see like the tattoo on his arm. Literally a banner at the pool that I swam in, like in Menlo Park today.
There you go.
It's got-
Up to date pool from 2002.
Do you guys even know who Ed Moses is, by the way?
They have no idea.
You probably know.
He-
that.
yeah,
No
he's-
idea.
I don't know.
No. He's a American breaststroker. Is that?
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
Yeah.
there you go. Yeah. And he swam like, if I recall, he swam like kind of flat too. I don't know. Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know how much undulation he
I
had, but
wouldn't know.
anyway, weird, unplanned callback that was. But there we go. Hey,
All right. Ed
guys,
Moses, a handicap of 6. Wasn't it good enough to do something with a
6?
golf scholarship? So
you still got it, man.
yeah, you got him, man.
Yeah,
I
that's
wonder.
good. That's good.
Yeah, I'm really curious. Like, what other like skills? I guess the one that comes to mind is Hunter Armstrong being like good at magic. But you know, it's like people have these hidden talents, and you have this identity as a swimmer, at least in this like environment, and people that listen to this show. But you know, there's a lot of multi-talented people in their
There
world.
was a guy on the team last year, and I guess last 2 years, Luke Rodart. He was on the national team for skiing before he swam.
Oh no way!
Yeah.
Wow.
In November 2024, Phelps had a handicap of 6.
I was about to say Phelps is also
Pretty good.
getting into golf, so you
Yeah,
can take him down, Lucas.
Well, he has the official world's longest putt hold ever. Like
Didn't know that.
yeah, like 160 feet. No joke.
Really?
Yeah. So he played like a pro-am tournament in Scotland, like in 2011,
Yeah.
and he holed like a 160 footer, and it's still the longest recorded putt ever.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Man.
Kind of crazy.
When I
Is it-
did play golf for the first time ever a couple of weeks ago in Chelsea Piers in New York, I was told, it's all in your hips, and I felt the power in the hips. Do you see any bring over the swimming, the hips and freestyle?
Yeah, I mean, so for example, I do a lot. So you know, if you're like on a Kaiser machine, I don't know if you know what those are, and you do like a max like Pallof press, I will go like 2,500, 2,600 watts. I'm sorry, newtons on one side, and only like 1,700 on the other side. And so when I swim, if I breathe to my left, it's a lot quicker than when I breathe to my right, but it takes a lot more energy out of me. So it's yeah.
I would say my answer to this, Luke, is I actually used to go and go to the range and go play rounds. I mean, I don't know. I shot in the 80s a few times, but I was never that good of a golfer. But I really liked it for the connection in my freestyle because it was a timing thing for me. It wasn't so much a strength thing as the way that I looked at it, but I did think there was something about the hip timing and the hip drive with, you know, the recovery and entry and freestyle. So to me, it was about that that connection. And, you know, you're constantly like, you guys can't see it right now, but I'm like, you know, initiating with the hip and driving with the shoulder. Like, that's what freestyle is. So that I thought a lot about that connection between hip and, you know, arms. The club head is an extension of, you know, your arms. So, yeah, I liked it for that reason. But also sometimes you'd like hit ground and then I'd need a chiropractor. 'cause it sucked.
We have a lot of guys on the team that are like that.
yeah.
Everyone, I'm
That-
sure.
That doesn't make me feel any better, but thanks. Yeah. All right. We ask we always ask our audience for questions at Social Kick Swim on Instagram and YouTube, and so of course we got some questions for you guys. I don't know the history or where some of these come from, but shout out to some of your friends, family, and maybe some others that submitted questions here. But we got, yeah. Lucas, this one's from Let's Go _golfing 445 asked, what's your favorite YouTuber?
Ooh, Grant Horvat. He's a golf YouTuber. Shout out Grant Horvat.
Nice. Hell yeah. I'll have to check that out. Luke, you should check that out. Drive that handicap down, you know. All right. Robin, this one's from, oh, wait, I didn't realize it was the same one. Okay. Hey, nice. Thanks for the questions. This is also from Let's Go _ golfing 445. Wants to know who's your celebrity crush?
Ooh. Wow. I don't even.
Any Swedish people?
The first person that'll come to my mind. I don't know. Margot Robbie.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Solid.
Yeah.
I'll take Margot Robbie. All right. This Lucas, this from your boy Daniel Wiffin. Who's the hardest trainer you've ever seen?
This guy.
Was he
I
just
don't
talking
even want to.
shit? Is that
I don't
all he
even-
did was come to Cal and talk shit?
No, I don't even. Yeah, I don't even want to say him now because he asked the question. But it would be him. Yeah. It would be him by some ways, I think.
Really? Wow. Robin, do you have an answer to that question, by the way? Who's the hardest trainer you've ever seen?
Yeah, I haven't trained with Dan, so for me it's definitely Lucas over here. He's I've never seen people do what he does in the pool. It's crazy.
Thank you.
Wow.
So why do you emphatically say Wiffin? What did he do when he visited, or what stood out to be like, geez,
Well-
I guess I have to say this guy, and he's so pompous he's gonna call himself out for it too.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't swim with us when he was here, but like he did a set last year in the prep for Olympics where he went like 100 all the way to 1,000, and everything had to be under a minute. So you had to go like 100 under a minute, long course under a minute, a 200, 300, 400, 5. And then I think he missed it on the 700 because like there were some girls that were like swimming like fins and paddles, made a lot of waves, and he got like mad. He went like 714, and then he went like 752, 851, 951, and then he was like, because I missed it, I want to go another 1,000, and he went like 946 or something. So this was suited though, but like it was insane, and like he'd actually like be going like 25s on like 200 and 400 pace long course.
Wow.
So yeah, he's very impressive, I would say.
Did you ever see him go? You know, remember the last 25 of his 800? How his stroke became apocalyptic, like
Yeah, yeah.
crazy. Does he do that in practice sometimes, where he just goes nuts?
Yeah, so we were actually talking about this maybe like a month out from the Olympics, and he was like, I don't think if I kick, I will go fast enough to beat whoever will be coming back. So I just need to go to like stroke rate 60 and just like spin my arms. And so we'd be doing sets where maybe we'd do like lactate production, then like hold like a threshold pace in the middle, and then like send some 50s or send some hundreds, negative split or that kind of stuff. And he would always go like from like 10 seconds rest, like a 50 with either no breath or like one breath, and he'd go like 24 low. And he'd just like spin his arms like crazy. And I'd get so mad because it looked so bad. And I was like trying to hold like length or whatever. And and he'd be just like beating me on those, just like spinning his arms and be going really quick.
Man, wild. Yeah. All right, let's keep going with some of these audience questions. Robin, this one's from Jacob Soderland. Something about, heard you got a cat at college in your freshman year. What's your favorite memory? And I'm going to say this, I read this with some judgment because I'm not a cat guy and I'm also allergic. So, but I do have a tattoo of a big cat on my shoulder. So anyway, what's the story of the cat?
I don't even know if I could talk. I don't even know if I can say this on the podcast, but it was just like an inside joke. Like me and my classmates had freshman year, but like it was just like we were in the elevator with like NARPs, and we would just make up like funny stories about each other to like make the other people uncomfortable. And every time I was in the elevator, they would just be like, "Yo, Robin, how's your cat doing? I heard like you got some rash on your like." Oh no, it was just so bad every time. I don't even have a cat. I've never had a cat, so it was just so stupid. That's funny.
Oh my god! Oh, the inside jokes. I love it. All right, what else do we want to see? This one's from I Die So Way. Robin wants to know your best 50 or 100 meter freestyle kick for time. Are you good at kicking?
I hope that wasn't for me because I'm really bad at kicking.
Well, you gotta add
It
it. You
was.
gotta ask. And
It was for
publicly,
you.
this person needs to know how slow
All
you are
right.
at kicking.
50. I don't probably. I know my fastest 100 is like 116 long course. So 50, I would probably be like 35, 36 somewhere probably.
All right, and now Luke, that's what handicap is that for you? Because you know your 100 kick is going to be like what is it, under 2 minutes long course?
Well, now or when I was 20, how old are you? 21, 23, 21? How old are you? When I was 21, handicap's not bad.
The swim handicap on that one. Luke needs Luke
Exactly.
needs a real handout there.
But we have it in swimming. We have the decathlon points, right? You have quality points, so you can base it off that. Anyway. In yachting, in sailing, you have it as well. And you finish a race, you could come fifth in a race. But if your boat was class in a different class, they multiply your time by your handicap, and all of a sudden you could come first because your boat was a different size boat.
Yeah, but then you can't celebrate your win and that kind of stuff. I don't know. It's a bit.
Yeah, I
You know.
know. But you still get a trophy.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, guys. So you just had a dual meet here against, was it USC? And you guys both put down some pretty quick times. Why don't you talk to us about kind of the dual meet went and the rest of the season so far?
Good.
Yeah, so I'll start. I mean, it's been a great season. We had a great fall training, and then we went up to Colorado Springs for to the Olympic Training Center, and then we did our dual meet against USC a week after that. And like coming down from altitude, I think it's like you feel really good, like breathing wise, but then like your body is still like pretty sore and tired from the training camp. But like I think the whole group did a really good job. Myself, I was like 1.3 over my best time in the 200, and then like 45 minutes after that, I was only like 0.1 away from my best time in the 100. And then I threw down like pretty much the same split from a swing in the 100, like 0.4 faster than that. So like I was really happy with my times in that meet.
Yeah, I thought it was a good meet. I was happy to race yards again. And I mean, we got it off. I mean, the medley relay at the start was fire, and then I guess Matthew Chai had a good 1,000, kind of got everything going, and then we had a really good 2-free, Robin and I. Yeah, for, as you said, how tired we were from the big weeks at altitude. So that was good. And then yeah, the 500, I was happy with that as well. And then I think we're pretty excited for the dual meet coming up against Stanford on Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, all in all, very good.
Yeah, man, Lucas looked like you went a best time in the 2-free as well. And I know people online, they're like, God, Lucas is back at Cal again. So how did you kind of get back here? Talk us through your journey, because people are like, this guy has got to be done. I think it's just people jealous that you guys just keep reloading with people midway through the year.
Yeah, I saw the comments. It's it's all good. No, so I mean, I obviously joined 2022, 2023, and I think at that point, probably I don't think. I mean, I would have had like 2 or 3 years of eligibility, but I wanted to really focus on the Olympic year.
Sure.
And so I was kind of back in Europe training a lot with Belgium, a little bit with, I mean, a lot with Loughborough as well, because that's a group that I'd done training camps with in the past and stuff. So yeah, but it was always my intention to come back and train with the guys here. And yeah, I had another year of eligibility, so I thought I would use it. And after the Olympics, I took a little bit of a break, went to Short Course Worlds, and then right after Short Course Worlds, joined back with the boys. And yeah, it's really good to be back.
Where are you in college eligibility? Because you swam 1 or 2 years, and now you have one more. Do you have more, or did you use some up with golf?
I think this year would be my last year.
Okay.
Yeah,
So what years did you swim? What years did you swim at Cal?
2022, 2023. Yeah. But then it's just because I started university like too far back before that, because I did my undergrad in Belgium, right? So
Right. Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that's how it works.
It's all right,
Yeah.
Luke. No one knows how eligibility works anymore.
Yeah.
It's all broken, I think. I think it's going to get better with the red shirt from the COVID year, I think, being past it, but
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
can keep track of this stuff anymore. It's
I
insane.
mean, it's funny. People were like, "How does this guy have eligibility?" I was like, "Well, you apply for it and you get it. It's like not that complicated, you know." Like,
You're like, I swam 1 year. What the heck?
yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Well, this is the gripe. I always got so annoyed with people. Well, also, like, you know, people are hating on calling out Marsh now, and that, like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
swam for him in his Auburn days, and we used to get the same shit about it. And it was like, well, you know, and at the time, like, Texas had this policy of, like, you know, Eddie doesn't recruit foreigners, and, you know, that wasn't unilaterally true. There were some exceptions, but at the end of the day, it's like, oh, you're allowed. Like, and you guys are coming up to NCAAs soon, where, you know, Indiana is stacked with diving, and that's going to be a huge component of their strategy, and it's legal and within the rules, and you know, but that's not the strategy that every team deploys. So it's just like, play the game by the set of rules that exist, and you know, don't be mad about it if another team plays it better.
I agree. You couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
You know?
Lucas, you mentioned and something that is nice is some yards again, and you know we've had the last couple of guests who took a while to get used to yards. You know, Josh Leendo or Jordan Crooks or these kind of people. What is it about yards that you like?
I think I really like it because I grew up swimming short course meters mostly. So I trained short course meters basically my whole life, and but short course yards I like because you can just send pretty much every practice, and well, like heart rate wise and lactate wise you're producing, but there's less repercussion of like being sore or dead the next days, you know, and you can like kind of handle going hard every practice a lot more.
Robin, does it feel that way for you? Because I hear somebody say you go full send on everything yards, and I'm like, yeah, right.
No, like if I full send a practice, I'm probably dead like for 2 days after that. Yeah.
Make it sound like it's so easy.
Yeah, it's not like that for everybody. Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that the impact of Wiffin rubbing off on everybody? Because he's just like full send all the time.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, wild.
This guy would show up on Monday mornings, and you know we'd have like 8 400s on like 450, and he'd be like, "Andy, let's make him 420. Let's." And then everyone just gets so mad at him, like long course meters, and he'd just like start going like 408s on the Monday morning, and I'd be like, "Oh my god, this guy."
You know, the sprinters talked about how hard like the wall came really fast to them in the 50s, and I mean we haven't heard about how it affects you on training yards. But one thing it does affect people. Sates miscounted his 500 when he won that 500 once. We had Rex miscounted 500 just now today. Have you ever had an issue of 500 and miscounting it?
Not really miscounting it because I look at I spend way too much time looking at the counter, but being very shocked of how much longer it feels than a 400.
Really?
Yeah, I totally agree. That's like kind of why I haven't been swimming the 500 that much, because like you can definitely feel how much longer like it feels than a 400.
Yeah. So at NCs in 2023, I was out, I think, on like Kieran's like American record pace at 200. I was like, oh, this is chilling. And then I got to like 350 and I couldn't move my arms. And I think I finished like my last 100 would have been like 53.0 or something. And I missed the A final just because I just died so hard. Because I mean, and then at night I swam at like more like an 800, I guess. And then I just had a lot of energy the last 150, and I swam way quicker that way. But it's I feel for us, because we grew up like just racing 400s, having that extra 100 is like very, very hard.
How about even 100 and 200 with you got to think you spend a greater percentage of a 100-yard freestyle underwater than 100 short course meter freestyle underwater. Have you guys ever affected with your breathing? You have to adjust to be able to, or it doesn't really matter breathing wise?
Yeah, I would say so. It's like, as you say, you're spending so much time underwater percentage wise, and then like coming up with like carrying that speed through the into the swimming part is just so important, because it's like such a big portion of the race. So that's just like definitely something you have to emphasize every day in practice, just to like just to learn it and how to race with it. So that's definitely like a big adjustment piece. too.
We're looking at some stuff for Robin actually, like last week, looking at some video from the meet, and just like trying to carry. And I'm trying to do that too, but like carry more of the, because we're not like big underwater guys. We go maybe 2-3 kicks and pop up, but then like carrying that speed into the swimming way more. And for him, it was like actually just not breathing.
Yeah, just taking a like starting stroke with the other arm to like not breathe for one stroke longer, just to maintain that speed of the underwater. Yeah.
How are you guys measuring that improvement? Was it just time-based or any other things you guys were using in practice?
It's just time-based, and then like also we have like a videoing of every race and like most fast practices, so you can like go back and look at the underwater footage or like the overwater view of the thing.
We looked at his 100 breakout where he wasn't like breathing on the first stroke. I mean, on the first cycle, I guess, and then his 200 breakout, and it was like pretty big difference. So yeah.
All right, and I just want to circle back. So both of you are saying the 400 is easier than the 500?
Yeah, I would say.
Is this a universal thing, or is this just international mindset, you think? Short course.
Short course meters, 400 is way easier than
Okay, short course meters, 400. How about long course, 400? Is that?
Oh,
I would still personally, I would still do the long course 400 over 500 yards. But that's just
like you'd rather do it.
Yeah, I'd rather swim the long course 400 just because like I'm so much better at swimming than doing turns in underwater.
Sure. How about you, Lucas? Which one you going for?
I think they're pretty similar. Like I think if I do them like tapered and like ready, I'll probably like kind of feel the same on the last 50.
Okay.
The thing is, in the 400, when you're dying and you see people pass you, there's really nothing. Like you can't even say, all right, let's focus on this turn. Let's try to gain like 0.1 or 0.2 on this last turn. You're just like actually seeing people pass you. And I think I would have been really good in the last 2 years at the 350 freestyle. But that last 50 always gets me.
That's what I always say. I was really good at a 90 freestyle. World class, I'd say. What? Go ahead, Luke.
I was going to say, well, based on that, I looking at what you guys have done in the last year, Robin, NCAA champion, Paris Olympian, after again, NCAA champion in 4x2, Lucas, dude, worlds, congrats on that medal, well done. I mean, and PBs and stuff. But what are you guys looking forward to racing at NCs? Is it your 200? Robin and Lucas, like individually, what's your goal? This is my baby. I'm going for this event. Robin, start with you.
All right. So I'll start. Now that Lucas is here, my like fighting for my spot in 4x2 is gonna be even harder. But I'll definitely make sure to do my best to get on that, or make sure that the guys who are on it has to go really fast. Nice. So like that's the goal for that. And then like I feel like my like best race that I'm like really looking forward to right now is the 200 free. But I'm also, because my 100 has been feeling really good, I look very much forward to that too.
Oh, nice. And Lucas?
Yeah, I mean, I've always swam like 400, 200, 500, 200, but I'm always training way more for the 500. But when I taper, the 200 comes like pretty well. But I'm definitely like still like trying to figure out the 500 like well. So that's definitely the one that I want to swim really well in. I mean, obviously, and I'll probably be in the mile, which I think is pretty exciting. I like that too. So, but the 500 is definitely the one I'm looking most forward to.
Yeah, Brian put together great like show notes, and on there it was like, God, they won the 800 free relay by like 2.5 seconds last year, 2.7 seconds. We all forgot that you guys destroyed that relay, and you have everyone coming back, and Robin, like you said, even more of a crowded room with Lucas there as well. So what's kind of the team vibe going in with that relay, and I guess other events looking to, defend the title?
No, yeah. So starting off, as you said, it's just like it's such a crowded room. I have so many like guys that can do the 200 freestyle right now. Because I think like the reason why nobody was like really looking into us in the 8 free relay last year was because at Pac-12s, I think I was the only one who swam on it that ended up swimming it at NCAAs because Gabe, Jack, and Destin were all. Sorry.
It's a good lead off at Pac-12s too. Did
Oh
you go
yeah, that was the
131?
best time for me. Yeah, that was the best
Yeah.
time. But yeah, so I was the only one on that. So like we have so many guys, and I think we were still like seated like sixth or something going into the meet, like without three of our top guys. So it was just like kind of under the radar that we were gonna go that fast. But we all knew what we could do. And as you said, like even this year, um, like we're, I think we all know that like breaking 6 minutes is very possible. Um, but like also with the that's just not with that relay. Like we have so many guys on our team now that are so good that like every relay and almost every like individual events we have guys that can like compete for national title.
Yeah. Too bad they don't combine water polo into the whole thing too, or else I don't
That'd
know
be
how the
good.
boys looking out there. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, and it's funny
Yeah.
with the 800 free relay. I don't know. I guess Cal's just you guys aren't suiting up, always going crazy fast times in season. I feel like you may not even be the favorites in this 800 free relay when people like talk about it when you have the exact same group that's back. Is that just like kind of the what you guys feel as well that you aren't talked about as much this year with, all the people transferring to Texas or Indiana and things like that?
I think like we definitely noticed that people aren't talking about us that much, but I think like and it's always the same thing as you said, like it happens all the time, and that's because this how we approach the season. And I think like it's nothing new to us, and I think like we kind of like being in the underdog position, because then like okay, nobody's expecting us to like do this right now, and we all know that we can do it, which makes it the chase like makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, it's not like we get to end season, we're like surprising ourselves by
Yeah.
how we're swimming. Like we know, and everyone on the team knows that this guy can go that, this guy can go that, this guy, and so it's kind of nice when you see like people like beating their seed all the time. Just because yeah, Dave
You,
Durden's known for getting us ready in March, and
Sure.
that's what really counts. Yeah.
yeah, so true. You guys gonna show up with full beards at ACCs since you're in a new conference?
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Probably, right? I guess
Destin
probably.
probably will.
Yeah,
Destin probably will.
that's a little bit.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Lucas, how much can you grow?
Not more than this right now. I need to shave. I need to shave because I look terrible right now.
Get closer then.
No, no,
I don't know if you can still see it though. Yeah.
no, nothing. Nothing.
I want to ask about is this NC's sort of like a last dance, like Michael Jordan's last dance for some of you? Yeah, I have my Golden State Warriors, and we have the legends on the Warriors teams, but then they're in the end, and with Cal, the names we recognize are grad students or seniors. Those are names we recognize, and there's something special about going into that end season is doing it again one last time, right? But is that one last time, or we got those sophomores and freshmen and Keaton's leading the charge for the young ones as well? Where we at in terms of like the outlook of these seniors, but also we got the young ones coming up as well.
Yeah, so I would say like we're always kind of approaching it like it's the last dance. Like every team meeting or like every day, it's just like okay, we're doing this because we're in a position that we can go for a national title, and this might be our last chance. Like we don't know what the team will look like next year, but I think like because we've always had that approach, and then it feels like okay, everybody's gonna like be done after this year. We have so many guys that are the scorers that are gonna be gone next year, but then like somehow it just always ends up being fine next year, because as you said, we have a lot of guys in like Yachi the breaststroker or Keaton Jones. Like there's so many guys and like upcoming guys that are gonna carry the legacy forward. So I don't think this is the last dance, but that's kind of how we're approaching it.
Yeah, I agree. You see, I mean, I think it's 16 years in a row top two, and there's actually been points.
It's all right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I mean, it's definitely been. They've been in positions like this before, and like, it's always the last. I don't know, Pac-12s or NCs or dual meet, senior meet for a bunch of people on the squad, and yeah, this year's as Robin said, I think we have like maybe 15 guys in the grad students and seniors that are going to be gone. But it's great to be there. Yeah, it kind of feels like one last dance, I guess. Yeah.
And you got Daniel Wiffin coming next year, right?
I don't know. We'll
I,
see.
I remember we had Reese Whitley on in his senior year, and he was really looking forward to NCs, and it was going to be his last NCs. And dude swam lights out those last NCs. And when you guys won, it was so much passion and his, as usual, as Reese, right? But I'm really looking forward to seeing the Jacks, the Destins, and stuff do this on the last time. You, Lucas, right? I mean, it's your last opportunity to slap down where you can go 200 free. But you guys, that's like really exciting for swimming, for fans of swimming.
Yeah, I agree. And as you said, with Reese in his his fifth year, it was like great for me as like someone new on the team to be like led by the fifth years and the seniors that year, and be led by people like Reese. And it's great now to be led by that senior class of Jack, Gabe, Robin, and all these guys, who, I mean, they have something personal about, because it's the last one, and they kind of give that energy to the rest of the team, and get us fired up.
We're talking about personal. I mean, ASU beat you guys last year. Texas is stacking up. IU is stacking up. How are you guys feeling? Is there like, do you guys have like your rivalry, your talk inside? What's going on with the other teams and the chemistry? You talking about it all, or you stay in your lane?
I mean, we talk about it, but like, I mean, we know that if we all can do what we know we can do, then it's going to be probably tough to compete with us too. Like, we're obviously they're going to be good, and as you said, IU has probably like over 100 diving points that they're going to score, and Texas got a lot of people from ASU, and they now also got Giuliano and stuff, and so I think we're going to have I mean, there's going to be a good race for the title, but we're confident in ourselves, I think.
What's one thing each of you is looking forward to for NCs this year? Could be a race or just a feeling or an environment, or what's something that you're like, I'm really looking forward to this experience or seeing this. Why don't we start with you, Robin?
Yeah. So I'll start then. No, it's just like I'm kind of in this position where like I've made the B final 2 times, and I've been training really well. So I feel like for me, it's like I want to take that step to make a big difference by making an A final, or making like an A or a B final. Like that can make a huge impact on the team title, and that's like what I'm looking forward to the most.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait for day one prelims. I mean, the second day of racing, I think we'll be good there, and it's kind of like, there is pressure of getting people up in those A finals, and we'll be good. We'll have people in the 5, we'll have people in the 2 IM, a lot of good people in the 50 free, and I think that's the first like kind of smell of that energy, of that like kind of tension of trying to get in those A finals, and yeah, I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, I remember when you guys won a couple of years ago. We were there, and I swear we were standing next to Marsh, and Marsh was like, "That's the swim that's going to win us our championship." And it was a morning swim, and I want to say it was a 400 IM guy just sneaking in a final, getting points. He swam lights out, and those are the kind of swims that
probably Jason.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Who is that swimmer for you guys? Yourself, Robin, getting those points in the finals. Who else is there?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I feel like we have a lot of guys that are kind of in that bubble of like making a huge like impact by making like 1 or 2 like finals. Like we had a guy named Umberto, a swim very good at our mid-season. He dropped a 140 2 back, and then 341.
No, 340 4 IM.
So if he drops, because he's been training really, really well too. So if he just drops a little time in both those events, that's like 2 almost like A or a B final, So that's like, we have a lot of guys like that.
Are you guys doing anything different training wise this year? Is there anything new in the program? Any secrets? That's different.
I wouldn't say we have done a lot of different things. Like we're always like changing things up. I think like because especially last year's an Olympic year, so we've focused a lot more on long course and that kind of stuff. This year has been a little different mindset, a lot of focus on NCAAs. But I would say like one small difference I can see is that we're like suiting up for some of the dual meets that we would normally not suit up for, just to like because we all know that suiting up helps like with body, like position in the water and like stuff like that. So it's gonna help you train like racing in a like championship setting. So like that's something that's changed.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that's changed is your conference meet. How are you guys approaching this different conference meet?
Yeah, it's going to be quite different because I mean, forever it's been 3 weeks out, and now it's 5 weeks,
something like that.
Yeah, 5 weeks
4.
out. So we're definitely going to have to like probably get back up to the. I mean, we probably can't extend the taper too much. We're gonna have to work in between both. But yeah, I think we're looking forward to racing some good teams at ACCs. It's also a different meet. It's I mean 4.5 day meet instead of 3.5 day meet.
Really?
Yeah.
And another like big difference that we're gonna feel is that we're used to being able to take like 28 guys to Pac-12s. You can only score like 22 or something, but like this time we can only bring 18 guys to ACC. So it's gonna be a significantly smaller group of guys. But then also combined with women, which we're not used to. So it's going to be a very different dynamic, and we're excited for that change.
I don't think I realized that PAX was that way. That you could, were there people that were exhibitioning, or were they, everybody was swimming and the points counted and...
No,
No, I think we had to exhibition a few swimmers. I don't remember the exact
I think C final scored as well, no?
Yeah.
And C final scored as well, I think. Not 100% sure.
I remember that. Luke and John, did you guys ever have exhibition at your conference meet? I don't know, they did that in Canada, yeah. No, well, because I exhibition at SECs my freshman year, and then I ended up like my 100 free. My 100 free time I would have been 5th in the meet, but I was exhibition, so I didn't get to race on any of the relays or anything. But I didn't know that was a thing still. So yeah, that's gonna be different for sure. But I mean, I don't know. You know, a meet's a meet. The pool's the same size. So, you know, you get to race some different teams, and I think that'll be kind of fun. It's, like the world likes to make light of this whole like, and myself included, this whole like Atlantic coast. You know, like what are they doing in this? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like, all right, well, you're just gonna go race people that you're gonna see, you know, in a few weeks anyway. So if anything else, it's just like a preview of, you know, some of those teams. So, you know, why not? So. I actually had like 2 topics that I wanted to touch on with each of you guys. First of all, Lucas, you're from like the land of cycling, and I used to work in the bike industry, but I was also at in Paris. I was watching the men's cycling road race, and I was. Yeah, I watched. Yeah, and of course, like I used to work at Specialized, so like, and he famously holds the tarmac up at the end and has this whole moment where he's like yelling, loses the bike, like needs a mechanic, and they couldn't have scripted that better. That was
that photo was incredible in front of with the Eiffel Tower in the background, holding the golden bike. Oh, it was crazy.
The best photo ever. Like no one could have paid him enough money to do that, and he had the wherewithal to pose in front of the Eiffel Tower. And of course, like everybody who worked for that company was like pretty stoked it's not the custom bike anymore too. By the time he does that, because he's holding up like a production colorway of that brand new bike. Luke and John, if you guys don't know what we're talking about, or Robin, like you got to go watch the men's cycling road race from Paris. It was epic. Epic finish. Like this dude Remco is like the young guy, but like killing it on the world scene, and you know in the pack to lead to win. So I was actually going to ask you, Lucas, like, are you a Wout van Aert guy or a Remco guy?
I'm more of a. I would say I mean, I like both, but I'll be more of a Wout van Aert guy. Just for what he did like 2 years ago in the Tour de France, when Vingegaard won, I think that was like one of the most incredible performances. Just like pulling the pack literally by himself for Jumbo Visma, like the whole tour, and just getting killed and still winning a mountain race, winning a time trial, and winning a sprint. That was just like incredible. So yeah, I like cycling. I like a lot of I think they're very advanced in how in their physiology testing and that kind of stuff. I think it's very interesting. But yeah, I would say I'm more of a Wout van Aert guy, but I do also watch cyclocross. I don't know if you know about this.
Yeah, no, I know about cyclocross. I don't know if anybody else does here.
Yeah. So I watch cyclocross, so that's probably why I kind of like Wout van Aert.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's in the culture from where you're from in Belgium. Like, I mean, this is like the epicenter of bikes and bike culture is, Liège, where you're from, and you have all these like classics races. So I was telling Luke and John about Liège, Bastogne Liège, and what it is and what classics are, and but anyway, I thought it was so funny because I was like behind this group of Belgian guys, and we're talking like 6 to 10 deep on the road race at the Montmartre, like. And this like epic course through Paris at the Olympics, and like as the the trains coming through as the cyclists finally come, because they did this loop of the course like 3 times at the end. Like the Belgian dudes are like they have songs for each of these riders too, so they have a song for Wout van Aert.
Yeah.
Do you know it?
No, I don't. I don't know.
Sing it.
It's in Dutch as well. I mean, I do speak Dutch, but I don't know that beside it.
He does. He just
yeah. We know you know the song.
I don't know, but they were going pretty nuts, of course, to have Wout up front, but then Remco out in the lead, and then winning the race.
And he won the time trial as well, and Wout got third in that, which was like crazy for us because. I mean, we're a tiny country. We get about like 10 medals a year, and then all of a sudden you get like 3 or 4 medals just from road cycling. So that was great. That was great for us.
Yeah, totally. Go ahead, Luke. You had some.
Well, I was going to talk about where you're from. So, Robin, why did you choose Cal back then to go? Because I know about Cal's history with Sweden. It goes back to the 70s, 1982 gold medals, and then Paul's son swam. There's beyond there now.
Yeah.
Why Cal from Sweden for you? And talk about Swedish swimming and how come the men are coming to Cal so much.
Yeah, as you said, the history goes back a long way. I just like the first time I like saw the Cal cap, I remember because Pierre Arvidsson, who won Olympic gold for Sweden, he swam at Cal, and then his son swam at Swedish nationals in I want to say like 2015 maybe. And he swam for my club. So we did like medley relays together, where he did like breaststroke and I did the freestyle leg. So like that's kind of like where I like got in touch with the Cal like logo first time. And then I knew I always wanted to go to like college in the US because I wanted to be able to combine the school with swimming, which is like super hard in Sweden. So when I was like looking into colleges, I think I like narrowed it down to Michigan and Cal. And with my time here at Cal, like during my visit, I just remembered like just falling in love with the place, and then also hearing all the stories of this Swedish legacy here. So that's just like kind of the main reasons, but yeah.
That's awesome.
You were just taking me back through history of like Swedish swimmers. The mention of Per Hanson, I swear he had a pool record at Dynamo where I used to go in some races. This in Atlanta. Like when I was 8 years old, I'd see his name up on the record board still. So that's how old I am. But but then it was like bringing up like Lars Frolander and who am I thinking of? The straight arm guy who had like the world record in 2005.
Yeah.
like true straight arm freestyle. That guy.
He's actually swimming now again, like competitively.
Yeah.
Is
He
he?
like started. Yeah, he started.
Did he
up,
go like 21 on a relay like a year ago or something?
Yeah. Actually, like
You know what? That guy raced with a beard too. It looked about like what you guys are rocking.
yeah. And then they're just rocking no cap.
Yeah. No cap. I love that look too. It was like the Mr. Clean look. Yeah.
There was
No, but when we were talking about Sweden, I was thinking about I was obviously like I follow other sports too. I was into cycling and follow track and field. And I wanted to know what you think about Mondo Duplantis and all like the antics. He's breaking the world record. How many more world records do you think he has in him? Man, this guy's crazy.
Yeah, he has a lot. I think. It's actually insane.
He's got 635 in him, I think.
Yeah. I don't remember which world record it was, but it was one time when someone like took a picture of like how far above the bar he was, and it was like it was like 10 centimeters or something. Like it was actually he's got like
he's got 635.
635 in him for sure.
Yeah, that's gotta be crazy. Yeah, you know about this, Luke and John. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. But like what I thought also is really cool about what he's doing is, the whole thing with Karsten Warholm doing a special event, like making a game out of, like making a show out of swimming. And we've talked about it on our show before with like just talking about ideas of ways to make swimming really interesting. And I think that's like, besides just like being so good at your sport that you can incrementally strategically break world records to increase your bonus. This is like the coolest thing ever. It's like but I think it's also cool like
Panzan did not strategize well on that.
Nope.
He didn't think about that.
No, he absolutely did not. Let me just take it all in one go. No, but I don't know. I'm curious what you guys think as like being, worldly men who have been, I'm sure like a wide network of people from a lot of different backgrounds in the sport of swimming who experience it in a different way. And like, here John and I grew up with yards as our background, and so like we think about it in terms of yards. And I've swam meters before and raced meters at Short Course Worlds, but like doesn't come native to me. I don't think that way. And like, we've all adapted in different ways, but like the cool thing about swimming to me is that it like introduces you to so many different people from different backgrounds if you swim on a team that believes in international swimming. And so like what do you guys think would be like cool to help grow the sport of swimming? What can help it catch fire?
I don't know if that's going to be the thing that's going to make it catch fire, but I really want to see, like, sometimes in athletics they have like a 300 or they have like some kind of off events and exhibition things like for big prize monies. I want to see like 150 like Panzan against Popovic, I want to see like I want to see those things. I want to see.
You just want to get back in the 350 conversation.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
I want
that 350.
I want to go 350 swim, 50 kick, and then that's just like 400 that way, No, but like I think those things would be quite fun. And I mean, on the other side, I think ISL tried to do something that seemed to work pretty well at first, but I mean, it just needs to be watched, I guess, by more. To make it feasible and not have someone, you can't have someone funding it for, 10, 20, 15, 15 years,
Should NCAAs have short course meters every once in a while?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think so. I like the yards aspect of it. What do you think?
I don't think so. I think it was great to see like some Americans go to Short Course Worlds here in Budapest and see like what they can do because, I mean, looking at the heat sheet for the final of the 100 fly was kind of funny. You see 56, 55, 55, 52, 55, 55, 56. It was just like kind of ridiculous. So I thought that was good to see. But I mean, I think the history of NCAA swimming's like pretty big, and it's been in yards. I think it's been in meters once or twice, maybe short course meters.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. in Olympic years, if I'm not mistaken. But
Yeah,
I
long ago.
kind of like it's. I mean, short course yards is America's thing. I kind of like it that way.
Yeah, but imagine 10 world records being set in March and get the attention on that, and ESPN picks it up. That's a different thing. But different story. I got a question for you. You mentioned Lars Frölander, and there's a great video of Lars disqualifying Sweden's 4x2 in '97 Europeans. Right? He leaves early. Do you guys practice your 4x2 relay exchanges, and what's acceptable for you two for relay exchange?
Ooh, we've actually like started way earlier this year with the relay exchanges. I would say with like at the training camp, we started doing like every other day. We started doing like 3-4 each. So we're definitely like working on it more this year than we've done in the past. I know my freshman year we did a lot, like a lot. But I would say like time wise for a 4x200, like you don't want to be too like aggressive. Because it's not going to help that much, but like between like 0.15 to 0.25 or something like that.
I think when you look at, for example, Destin, like he's always like maybe 0.2, 0.3, but he just like, it's so beautiful. He enters in at the 5 meters, just like, really beautiful entry, and just like kicks out, and he like has to kind of force himself to get up before 15. And he's like 4 strokes on the first lap, like 10 flat, or like 9 high. And I think that's like, especially in a 4x2, you don't really have to push the edge too much. But if you can focus on like getting a nice entry and like carrying speed through the first part of the underwaters, that's probably the best.
Unless you're
not when you're winning by 2.7 seconds. Yeah.
It's probably not going to be like this year, though.
Yeah. Well, you were in that position last year, Robin, where you had this giant lead. And that's like a nice feeling to have. Do you remember what your reaction was last year?
It's like mixed feelings because they like, I remember like thinking like, oh, it's a like everybody wants to be in that position, right? But then it's like, okay, if I lose this now, then like I'm gonna be the guy who lost like a lead with like body length. So it's like, I remember like feeling some stress from it, but like it was too much of a lead to like not to even think about it. I just remember like jumping in and being like, okay, I'm not gonna let whoever the ASU guy was like approach me at all.
Yeah. I thought about it a bit. I've anchored a 200 free relay, and I told Luke and John I had my best relay split ever. I was a 0.23, I think, on the 200 free relay, which is way too slow. But we won, so it's fine.
What was that? Who was on that Auburn relay? The 200 freestyle one? The 114.
Yeah, I was not on the 114.0 or 114.1 one, but we did set NCAA record. But this was in 2007, and I think our finish time was 114.6, but it was still Caesar Cielo, Matt Target, and Jakob Onkar, this Danish guy, and me. No, Scott Goodrich was on the 200 freestyle, and the 400 freestyle relay was Jakob. But anyway, yeah. Back in that era. Yeah, man. All right, we got a few rapid fire, and we'll let you guys go. Robin, what's the hardest race in swimming?
Oh, 2 back.
Wow, Lucas, hardest race?
5 free.
A quick aside, 5 free the way Leon did it, or 5 free just the way you do it?
I mean, that's just ridiculous because he's breathing like 3 times a lap, Like this guy has like, he's just like, I mean, yeah, just, I mean, we're trying to convince our coaches to have us do only underwaters on towers and stuff because we're like, okay, there's only one guy who's ever gone 402 and he's done it halfway underwater. And there's only one guy who's ever done it halfway underwater and he's gone 402. So, it's like, it's pretty clear that if you go halfway underwater, you'll go 402. But
yeah, well, we'll see how that works out for you. Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck.
Definitely not.
All right, Robin, Olympic gold or world record?
Olympic gold.
Lucas?
I would say world record. I don't know.
In what?
400 free long course.
Nice.
Yeah. It's just, I mean, I think it's because it's my main event, and I would say it's probably one of the most mythical world records. You know, that Biederman takes forward by 1/100th, and then it stands for 15 years.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. How much longer we got stuck there?
I don't know. Singapore, maybe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
I
talking
get-
about. All right. Robin, you get to keep 3 apps on your phone. All the rest get deleted. Which ones are you keeping?
Ooh, that's a good question. Damn, I don't even know. I probably spend most time on like Instagram, need messages, and then like being able to call people, I guess.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, traditional phone guy. All right, what do you got,
Yeah.
Lucas?
I would say, and this is really weird for Americans, but I would say WhatsApp, because I don't really do messages. Probably WhatsApp, Instagram, and YouTube. A lot of
Hell yeah.
YouTube golf.
Yeah, I like it. All right. What's the hardest set that you've ever done, Lucas?
It would have to be either we did 100 100s one time, and it was like the 20th to the 50th. It was like 31s per like best average on like 130, I think. So that was really hard. And then you still have like 50 to go, and it's like some pattern of like someone like 115, someone 110, someone 105 short course meters. So that was pretty hard. Or I find 10 300s best average long course on 330 very hard. I find that very hard.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone finds that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially when like Dan starts going like 257s and 256s on that thing, and it's just like
Good grief. That's unbelievable. Robin, what comes to mind?
First thing that pops up is like with the Swedish national team. Every time we did like a camp, like when we were like junior team, we used to do 20 100s long course on 130. 130, just best average. That's like, and like because we did it every time, and they like wrote down the times, and like you had your average, so like you had to beat it. So that's probably the worst one.
Yeah, right on. What's the best race that you've ever seen live, Robin?
First one that comes up is I really like the 200 fly in Budapest when Milak broke the world record.
Yep.
I just remember like before he even jumped in, they like had to stop because everyone was just chanting his name, and he like it was just insane. And the atmosphere in there was just crazy. And then he like went out and like I don't even know what the 100 split was, but it was like 50 high or 51 low or something like that. And he was just like smoking everybody, and it was just insane.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Lucas?
I think 99 was kind of sick. Like I'm not usually someone who's, I mean, I wouldn't usually pick a 50, but like that was pretty
come
cool.
on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. But yeah, I thought, and no, that's my favorite race ever. My favorite.
Oh no.
What are you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say I like the 2 fly in Paris when the like
Yeah.
Leon beat like Milak there the last wall, and I just remember like the whole stadium going crazy when he like popped up like right next to him after being like 2 meters behind it before the wall. That was also just insane.
Or I thought the best race I've seen is the Bobby Fink versus Hafnui Mile in Fukuoka. That was just incredible. With Sam Short going out to the 700, and then these guys like not separated by more than a tenth like the whole way, and like still finishing like 25-9 on the last 50. It was like really cool.
We asked the Tennessee guys, including Jordan, and I'm going to ask you two and Brian, what's more impressive, 17.6 or 19.9?
You want to start?
Well, I thought 19.9 until I saw like I'm like a big data guy or whatever. I saw this analysis on Instagram, and the guy said that 19.9 would be like 17.7 maybe. So I guess 17.6. But
what it meant to you? I mean, you saw both races.
Yeah, for me 19.9, because it's just like it's 20 seconds, you know, like who breaking that barrier was kind of I think we've had one relay maybe, or I mean, no, maybe a few relay people swing like 19s, but even then, like it's and for me, like growing up, short course meters and like meters times, like 99 just seemed crazy.
Yeah, I
Robbie,
was
Brian?
the same thing. Like growing up with short course meters, that was just a barrier that was just like not meant to be broken. And now that it's broken, it's just insane.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's interesting for me, Luke. I think you know my answer on this, but like I've swam in the world at Short Course Worlds final, went to Dragana, broke the world record, went 20 point, and like I was swimming 21 at the time, and then I've also been in the pool when Fred Biscay went 18.7 and became the first guy to go under 19. At the time, like nobody was going under 19. And then so within my lifetime, not even that long a period of time, we're talking from 2005 to 2018, I think is when Dressel went 17.6.
Yep.
So like that leap to me on a percentage basis from how it is, I mean, you're talking a bigger time jump from like 21 low to 19.9, but to do it yards from a percentage of like the actual total distance swum to me is like the performance gain is greater to me in the yards distance. And that's why I look at, what Dressel did as, to me it was more impactful because I talked about like the yards.
But I also feel like not a lot of the best, like, I mean, they did swim 50 yards, but like Popov's 21.6 in 1992 is just like, to me, like that's like 17 something too, like, I mean, it's just so, I mean, maybe not 17, but it's like,
ahead of its time by a lot.
so ahead of its time. And then you, like maybe the best American sprinters, like their short course times were never as good as what they were long course, like Gary Hall and Anthony Irvin, like so maybe that's why it was only, it was still 19s at that time when we were seeing people go like 21 mids in the long 50.
And for anybody that's like, an elite swimmer today who's used to the size of the blocks with the wedge, you think 21.6 doesn't sound impressive, take your tech suit off, put on your practice suit, and go stand on a desk that is like, go stand on a tiny desk that has no grip on it and is about like 10 inches deep and try to dive off of that. That's what 21.6 is.
It's like thinking that Biondi would have like semi-finaled in the 100 free in Paris. It's just like 48 like 1986 like US trials, you go 48.4, and I mean like it's just those some of these times, like I want to see, like I would have really loved to see them in our time to kind of see what they would have been.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for sure. And it's fun to think about these things because when you guys talk about like the moment around, Milak or Leon in Paris, I was there for that. And I think, it's like there's something about the energy and the wow factor too with some of these swims, like when you see the time on the board, like what it means to everybody who's sitting there watching it, who's audibly gasp, and it's like, oh my God, I was here to see that. I can't believe I just saw that. Like those moments are just so cool. So it's very cool that you've had the opportunity to get to see them, and I hope you don't lose an appreciation for that because it's freaking cool to be able to check it.
And one note, Jordan said it was a goal time of his. He doesn't like to tell his goal times, but he says 99 was my goal time. So he believed he could break a barrier. So that's a lesson to all of us. Like, just believe in yourself, dude. Like, Lucas mentioned Singapore 340.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, last one is: did you guys do social kick in the pool today?
Actually,
I think this might have been like the first day in like.
Whenever Dave has to warm up, it's usually like a 200 social kick in there, but like for some reason this morning there wasn't.
Yeah. No, we didn't social kick today, which is I think we probably do like a K to 2K a week. No, probably like 2K a week of social kicking. We represent you guys pretty well.
Yeah, well, I always hear that it's incorporated in the Cal program, and we are very proud of that. So sorry to hear that it didn't happen today, but thankful that we could be your social kick today.
We'll let Dave know that he needs to put that back on ASAP.
Yeah. You let him know. All right. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, you guys. Super fun to get to chat. Excited to watch what you're going to do coming up here in the next several weeks and months. And you're welcome back anytime. Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you for having
Awesome.
us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, it was great.
You bet. All right. That's it for this episode of Social Kick. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Hey everyone, thanks for hanging out with us. If you enjoyed this episode of Social Kick and you'd like to see more, subscribe to the channel. And we love talking swimming. We'd love to talk about swimming with you. So leave us a comment and we'll see you next time.